Yeah, I'ma snatch that 2K for a feat. Send it to my Cash App. New post on the feed. Made another fast bag. Every hit on the splits. Run it up the ass cap. Ass back. Your boyfriend tapped that.
I believe that this channel has fulfilled its mission.
And you're done. And your whole shit is fucked up.
Did you get your nose done?
No.
Did you get a boob job?
No.
Did you get a face?
Can you imagine? No. Not yet. I'm open.
So that's why I'm shifting my focus.
Ass fat, bag, yeah, I'ma grab that. Pass that, need more of that gas. Ass fat, bag, yeah, I'ma grab that. Pass that, need more of that gas.
3 years ago, I made a video called Lorry Hill Invasive Surgery. In it, I dissected the rise of Lorry Hill, the infamous YouTuber who does celebrity plastic surgery analysis videos. And I argued that her content, no matter how well intentioned, was harmful. Harmful not just to celebrities who were put under the digital scalpel, but harmful to viewers who took her speculative observations, unlicensed, unaffiliated, and often unverified, as gospel truth. And the reaction was complicated. Some saw Lorry as a truth teller, a necessary evil, a whistleblower, in an industry shrouded in filters and contracts and curated perfection. They argued that Lorry attacked her videos with empathy, compassion, and precision, that her work served a greater good, helping everyday people not compare themselves to the incomparable, to see that beauty isn't just genetics or good luck, but often money and access to procedures. They framed her as some kind of aesthetic Robin Hood, taking the secrets of the rich and redistributing them to the poor, insecure masses. It was compelling. I understood the appeal. It's just, I didn't agree, because I believe that we all, celebrity or civilian, we all live under the same beauty standard, and that publicizing somebody else's surgeries, especially without their consent, doesn't dismantle the system. It sharpens the blade. I argued that it wasn't righteous to speculate on somebody else's body. No matter how glossy the production or educational tone, you're still reducing a human being to a before and after slideshow. You're still dissecting their face like it's public property. Some viewers push back, stating stuff like,
"Don't we deserve to know? Isn't that the only way to stop comparing ourselves to an illusion?"
Maybe. But my stance still remains. Nobody owes you an itemized receipt of their body, not even celebrities, and especially not women whose worth is disproportionately tied to their physical appearance. That video never found mass appeal, and I honestly left feeling somewhat isolated in my thoughts. But I stood by my words, because beneath the rhinoplastic rumors, there was something darker being reinforced. That we were entitled to other people's insecurities. That we had the right to analyze them until they were unrecognizable. But here comes the twist. 3 years later, approximately 4 months ago, Lorry Hill released a video on her main channel titled An Important Channel Update. This video, however, has since been deleted. But for one moment, the internet paused. She said that she was tired and burnt out, and that YouTube wasn't her main source of income anyway, so she wasn't really bothered about the views. That she didn't care if her views declined. But was that really the reason? Only a few months earlier, Lorry Hill had undergone a lip lift surgery, one that dramatically altered her face in ways that left a lot of viewers stating that she was botched. The change was stark and unavoidable, and suddenly a woman who had made an entire career out of critiquing other people's appearances was now the subject of her very own scrutiny. The dissector had become the dissected, and that's where the illusion breaks. How can you remain the voice of reason in the world of celebrity surgery speculation when you yourself are a part of the cautionary tale? When your own face becomes the kind of afterthought after photo that you analysed with surgical detachment. A slow and visible unravelling of somebody caught up in the machinery that they once tried to expose. Lorry had built a career out of insecurities for entertainment and saw all too well how her audience, when weaponized with that knowledge, had turned it into a form of voyeurism. So why did Lorry Hill make such a drastic change to the kind of content on her channel? Was she truly just tired and burnt out? Or was it because she was dealing with her own insecurities being under the microscope and Scalpel? Well, we will be discussing all of this and more in today's video. Lorry Hill, from snarker to surgery. Lorry Hill is a 47-year-old YouTuber. That's the easy part. The harder part is describing what exactly Lorry Hill's content is. On paper, her channel is social commentary. Videos dissecting the shifting faces of celebrities, plastic surgery speculation wrapped in calm narration, and tight editing. But beneath the veneer is something far deeper, something more personal. Because Lorry Hill isn't just speaking about other people's faces. She's always, in some way, been speaking about her own. Born on October 4th, 1977 in the former USSR, Lorry moved to the US to pursue acting in her 20s, but eventually left it behind. Then she became a dental hygienist, married her boss, and then became a mother, and lived a pretty regular life until she found her spotlight, not on stage, but in front of the camera of YouTube. She didn't start off as a critic. The genesis of her channel was less about celebrity analysis, but her personal testimonials. Videos where she shared her own cosmetic procedures, her own experiences navigating the somewhat murky world of cosmetics and plastic surgery. Her debut video in 2019 was titled Fibroblast Under Eye Treatment Video. She wasn't trying to expose Hollywood's secrets. She was trying to explain them, humanize them. And for a while, Lorry Hill was that one rare thing on the internet. Someone advocating for cosmetic surgery without glamorizing it. She urged caution. She spoke about the risks, mental readiness, and the importance of informed decisions. But the algorithm? She does not reward restraint. So by 2021, her most viral video on her channel was "The reign of the slim, thick influencer is over, Kim Kardashian's butt reduction." The content had shifted and her audience started growing, but so had the stakes. Her channel, which was once a personal diary of transformation, had become a mirror pointed outwards. It was no longer "look at what I've done," it was "look at what they've had done." And it worked. Her subscriber count climbed past 500,000 subscribers. But something got lost along the way. What had first begun as transparency had then turned into speculation. As her own channel grew, so did the immense amount of pressure, not just to analyze, but to uphold her position as an authority in the world of beauty and cosmetic procedures. So with that pressure came confusion. In videos, it was kind of uncertain, to me at least, what Lorry's objective was. In one video, she said, "My goal is to show you that beauty is attainable. It's to lift the veil of secrecy that surrounds plastic surgery, because everybody deserves to be beautiful." However, in another video, she stated,
My videos are meant to help people who compare themselves to celebrities and other public figures, to show them that that person wasn't born perfect.
So was her objective helping people make informed surgery decisions? Or was her goal destroying the perception that everybody in Hollywood is beautiful? And also, how could she know for sure what work had or had not been done? She wasn't a qualified surgeon. She was a dental hygienist, one who had had multiple surgeries themselves. She stated in one interview, "Although I am not a doctor, I have an extremely well-informed opinion garnered from my own plastic surgeries, coupled with a talent for dissecting what facial feature combinations are objectively beautiful. And that to me just sounded like she was seeking perfection. That while she was holding a mirror up to society, she was looking at the reflection to carve her own beauty. There is no way to be objectively beautiful. That's a farce. Beauty is entirely subjective, and I would argue that it upholds the brutal beauty standards that are placed on women uniformly. It was warped and somewhat dystopian. It kind of reminds me of that movie Uglies, where everybody is viewed as ugly until they get plastic surgery, like that dystopian sci-fi film. And I don't know, just something about that stance felt weirdly wrong and unethical. Now, Lorry is aware that she can be wrong in some of her assessments on celebrities, and has even admitted to making claims that she now knows to be untrue. In an interview with YouTuber Erica Vera, she said the following.
You know, in the past, I would say, like, for example, I would say this person got this procedure. Well, and then my informant will say, yeah, they did get a procedure, but they didn't get that exact one. They got this other one and they went to this place to get it. And so I'll get the procedure. I'll get the thing that changed. I'll get the body part that changed correct, but the method of changing it may be slightly different than what I said.
A good example of this is her speculations on what surgeries Kendall Jenner may or may not have had. On February 11th, 2020, Lorry said this.
Nose job, $15,000. Brow lift, $14,000. Cheek implants, $10,000. Buccal fat removal, $5,000. Juvederm to her upper and lower lip, $2,000. So how much does it cost to look like Kendall Jenner? $36,000 and up.
In Lorry's assessment, she stated that she had a nose job, a brow lift, and potential buccal fat removal, cheek implants, as well as lip filler, all accumulating to the amount of approximately $36,000. Now, if we were to compare this to the 11th of October 2020, when the TikTok plastic surgeon Anthony Yun had released a video where he suggested that Kendall Jenner had had a nose job, lip filler, and potentially Botox, and actually suggests that in his professional opinion, it doesn't look as if Kendall Jenner had had a brow lift. Despite many people's suggestions, he states that likely her face has changed due to age.
Now, they look fantastic, but I do believe she has had some injections of filler into her lips. And I do believe it's possible she may have had some injections of Botox into the forehead. If you inject Botox in the forehead into a V shape in the forehead, you can actually cause the eyebrows to arch more. Now, in some people, this can create a weird and funny look. You can get what we call a Cruella de Vil look if you overdo it in somebody who already has an arched brow. But in Kendall's case, her brow actually naturally looks like it's a bit lower. It's a little bit more horizontal. So by injecting Botox in a V shape, you can actually take somebody who has a horizontal brow and give it a bit of an arch. And it can actually look really good on people, like it appears to on Kendall. She's got some Botox in the forehead to give her that nice arched brow and to give her that shape. I don't think she's had a brow lift. Some people may think so, but I would disagree with that. I do think her nose looks like it's been elegantly refined, and that I think is a great way to describe it. Kudos to her plastic surgeon. Whoever potentially did that nose job did a fantastic job with it.
Now, on one hand, you have Lorry Hill's assumption, and then on the other hand, you have a qualified plastic surgeon's professional opinion. Real medical-based analysis. Now, whose judgment are you going to listen to? The individual who trained for several years to get that certification, with hands-on experience performing numerous surgeries for years and years on end? Or an unqualified person who feels as if they have the ability to just tell when somebody has had work done intuitively? But her intuitive eye wasn't just limited to adults. She also enraged an entire K-pop community when she speculated on Lisa from Blackpink's developing body. In the assessment of Blackpink's Lisa, she allegedly analyzed photographs from when Lisa was 16 or 17 years old, and states in the the video that she would have been safely out of puberty. But I argue, how on earth are you to know when a young person has finished puberty? I mean, they state online that you don't stop puberty until around 21 years old, and for some that can even go to 25.
Lisa did start very young. We do have photos of her from when she was 14, but the photos I used to analyze were once she was 16 and 17 years old. So she was safely out of puberty by that point.
But the general assumption is to think that you can't just know when somebody has finished puberty.
Lateral canthoplasty changes the height of the outer eye corner, and depending on how high they take that height, it can give you anywhere from a slight cat eye appearance to a really intense cat eye. In addition to both of these procedures, she may have also had a blepharoplasty, where fat was removed along the upper eyelid, because in the after photo, we see less puffiness to her upper eyelid. Now let's talk about Lisa's nose. I can tell you, without even looking at Lisa's before photos of her nose, that she's had a rhinoplasty. Let's start by looking at Lisa's natural nose, which was wide and had a rounded tip. Her natural nose tip also sits lower than the nose tip we see in the after. As I looked back at her photos, I realized that she had had probably more than one kind of rhinoplasty. The first rhinoplasty made her nose overall smaller, more narrow, and brought her nostrils in. This was a big surgery, as they would have had to break her nose to get it that narrow. In this phase of her nose improvement, there may have been more than one rhinoplasty because surgeons may have struggled to get her thicker skin to drape over her newly thinned down nose.
This turned into an all-out war online when K-pop stans then started to harass, intimidate, and bully Lorry online. It even went as far as getting death threats and having to have the FBI involved.
Now back to the K-pop situation. The FBI was amazing. I was really impressed with them. They checked out every single thread, and we were able to know if they were serious or not, and none of them were serious. It does seem like it was a bunch of kids, and I know that I worried some of you by posting one of the threats on my Insta stories. Now, that was not a cry for help. What that was to show you the extent of how far people will go to defend their idol from something that isn't a bad thing, like plastic surgery. I know you guys are probably asking, will I continue with the K-pop series? We're going to continue with that series. We're going to keep going.
Okay, so then came the Doja Cat situation. By early 2022, Doja Cat had become one amongst a long list of other women who were at the center of one of Lorry Hill's videos. In a now deleted video titled, "Doja Cat Looks Different Than Before, Here's Why," Lorry claimed that Doja Cat, who was 26 at the time, may have undergone up to 8 cosmetic procedures, ringing in at a speculative, and you're not even going to believe this, $342,000. No confirmation, no quotes from real doctors, just side-by-side images before and afters.
How much it costs to look like Doja Cat. Upper blepharoplasty, $10,000. Rhinoplasty, $20,000. Ponytail facelift, which includes a brow lift, eye corner lift, mid facelift, along with jawline sharpening, $200,000. Filler to her upper and lower lips for 4 years, $20,000. Breast lift, $20,000. Breast reduction, $30,000. Liposuction to multiple areas, $30,000. Cosmetic dentistry, 6 veneers, $12,000. Total cost, $342,000. Doja Cat was a complete shock to me. I can't overstate enough how much I and my co-researcher thought that she was natural or very close to natural. Even after analyzing so many celebrities, I still tend to believe celebrities at first when they say that they've never had plastic surgery. I do think that my naivete in this area does stop me from overanalyzing celebrities' plastic surgeries, but I shudder to think what would have happened had I not taken a closer look at Doja Cat's transformation.
Nothing. absolutely nothing would have happened. The world would have kept spinning, everybody would have had their lunch, and everybody would have went home. Nothing would have happened.
And just put her out as being natural or almost natural. This really showed me how important it is to take very close looks at celebrities.
Now, this video didn't start off as an expose. In fact, Lorry stated that originally she wanted to add Doja Cat to a video of celebrities who had not undergone any cosmetic surgery. But after having a conversation with her co-researcher, whose qualifications, by the way, remain a mystery, the narrative had somewhat shifted. Suddenly, Doja had undergone loads of different subtle yet expensive enhancements.
Maybe I can put her in my almost natural celebrity series. But after starting the analysis for Doja to be in my almost natural video, I noticed that there were actually quite a few more procedures than I thought Doja had had. But to make absolutely sure that I was correct, I had my co-researcher Kiki work together with me on this project. After Kiki analyzed Doja, we both agree that Doja was one of the hardest analysis we've ever done because her plastic surgery was some of the best and most subtle plastic surgery we've ever seen that led to some of the biggest changes we've ever seen.
There was no evidence. Lorry even noted that she had a lack of front-facing photos to be able to compare. Now, instead of thinking to yourself, oh, well, I can't really say anything, I must proceed now with caution, maybe leave this section out, Lorry continued.
Both Kiki and I scoured the internet for good front-facing photos of Doja, and we had almost no luck. But always keep in mind that I review hundreds of photos of the celebrity, and it's only a few of those photos that go on to make it into a video to really illustrate the points I'm making.
And then Doja Cat saw it. She responded on an Instagram live on February 2022, where it was clear that she was visibly hurt. She claims that Lorry's assumptions were unsubstantiated and false. She was angry, and in that anger, obviously she lashed out, pointing to Lorry's surgery enhancements and stating that she had a lot of work to do herself. In essence, saying, look at your own face before you start coming for mine. And people did not like that. The internet quickly came for Doja Cat, labeling her as bitter and aggressive, which is all too familiar when you are a black or biracial woman trying to speak an opinion of yours passionately, but I digress.
Lorry Hill talking about people's bodies, talking about people's surgery. But this bitch made a plastic surgery video on Megan Thee Stallion. Shut the f up, bro. At that rate, Megan Thee Stallion is homegrown. This bitch has nerve. And I'll tell you something. You want to sit there in your fucking chair talking about how this girl and this girl got this and that done? Bitch, look at you. You got work to do right now. And I won't say more. I'm pissed off, and a lot of people would say, you're mad because it's the truth. You're mad because she clocked you on something. But f that. I'm mad because there's lies about me. That's what the f I'm mad about. So, bitch, you really want to go? Let's go. Bitch, I'll tell you one thing. I built my career off of my body and the way that my body looks and making my fans feel confident in the way that their body looks. And the moment that I start losing weight, bitches like you, Jack Skellington bitches like you, want to start talking about the way that I look. I'm a rhinoplasty. Her example is a picture of me from 2014. In 2014, I wasn't shit. In 2014, I had little to no money. I was depending on boyfriends to buy me food. I was eating eggs and oatmeal. Alcohol, weed, all that shit can f with your body. Depression, things like that can really f your body, can f your physical form. I was eating marinara and bread every day. That was the beginning of my depression, I remember. And my body was very different. I was puffy. I was sad. I was in 2014. Me eating well and going to rehearsal. And my body's changing. I'm 26. not 19 anymore. You know? It's changing, and I accept it, and I love it. As time goes on, I love it. Because I'm learning how to take care of myself. I didn't know how to take care of myself. But then when somebody comes and just tears that down and just says, you know, just completely discredits everything that you learned in the last 7 or 8 years of your life, completely shuts it down, tears it down, a complete stranger like that. And a stranger who has power, really, who has a force. It can really make you really upset. It's hard to just be like, whatever, you know? That's a big part. But motherfuckers are like, bro.
But behind Doja Cat's anger was a plea to simply be left alone, to not be dissected like a lab specimen, to not have her image used as a cautionary tale or as a case study. She wasn't just angry, she was on the verge of tears, and for that, she was dismissed. And I think that what Doja Cat was trying to say, maybe not in the most eloquent way, but with complete emotional clarity, was, if you're battling with your own image, stop trying to make everybody else a reflection of that. It wasn't just a clapback, it was a boundary. And it wasn't respected. And to be clear, this is not me trying to prove whether Doja Cat did or whether she didn't have surgery. Because honestly, I don't care, and I don't think that you should either. The real issue is entitlement. The way that some viewers feel as if they are owed the truth on somebody else's body. As if public visibility erases the right to privacy. What is interesting is that in the list of surgeries that Doja Cat had been assumed to have by Lorry Hill, a breast lift and I think the other one was like liposuction. It was something that Doja Cat had noted in her stream when she went for Lorry Hill that was something that she wanted. Like she wanted a breast lift and that she was extremely insecure about that. And she was open to the prospect of having it done later.
I've lost a lot of weight, yeah? And you want to know what I did in the last couple of weeks? I went to a surgeon. A few weeks ago, for the first time. I've never spoken to a surgeon. I never looked into that. I've always said, oh, I wish my titties were higher. Or I wish I had perkier titties. This, that, blah, 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 blah. And so I wanted to go in. I scheduled an appointment. And he told me, he said to me, in order for you to get a boob lift, is what I wanted. I wanted him to staple my titties to my chin. Okay? I wanted him to staple my titties to the top of my hairline. So do I really want to do, I need to think about that. I've never done anything to my fucking body. You know the fakest thing about me is my eyelashes, hair, and motherfucking nails.
Lo and behold, Doja Cat actually underwent that surgery in 2023. And she told magazine Billboard.com that not only did she get a breast lift, she also decided to go and get some liposuction too. Now, unless Doja Cat had experienced immense amount of sagging after the first breast lift that she was told that she had by Lorry Hill, it's extremely unlikely that she would have undergone a second breast lift. Therefore, it was more than likely that Lorry Hill's assertions on Doja Cat's body was completely wrong. But anyway, coming back to 2022, when pressed about the controversy surrounding herself and Doja Cat and some of Doja Cat's very mean words, Lorry initially took the video down, stating that it was never her intention to hurt someone. But she did go on to state in another comment that she did intend to upload the Doja Cat video again, but with mean comments involved. However, that never happened. But instead of just taking this as a moment to back off, instead she doubled down, which is exactly what she did with Ariana Grande. When her Ariana Grande analysis videos, plural, because she's made a lot of Ariana Grande videos, was being called out for being riddled with inaccuracies. Rather than reflect, she reinforced. Rather than pause, she proceeded. Now, with Ariana Grande, Lorry Hill has made multiple videos that have either been about Ariana Grande and her body, or it's been about other celebrities, but somehow involves Ariana Grande and her body.
Now, Ariana has always had that cute, innocent girl next door look, but if you look really closely, in her before photos, there's a lot less lid space between her eyes and her eyebrows.
What's interesting about Ariana's particular nose is how many people swear up and down that her nose is natural. Now, the people saying this are not the usual fanatics who don't want to admit that their favorite celebrity has had any surgery, but it's actually people who are saying that her nose is completely natural and that she went from having a nose that was on the bulbous side to having a sculpted and chiseled nose. But not everything went according to plan, and this brow lift left Ariana's eyebrows pretty asymmetrical. We see Ariana looking many times like this. Here you can watch a demo of what I think surgeons did to her nose before and after. Before and after. Rhinoplasty, $7,000 to $15,000. Almond eye surgery or canthoplasty, $4,500 to $15,000. Brow lift, $7,000 to $14,000. Chin wing implant, $4,000 to $11,000. Filler to her top and bottom lip, $500 to $1,000. How much does it cost to look like Ariana Grande? $56,000.
Now, there are too many Ariana Grande clips for me to include in this video that I am trying my best to keep an hour long. However, it's not a secret that Ariana Grande's body has been the conversation talking point of the internet for a hot minute. But unlike other celebrities, Ariana Grande has been pretty open about her body image issues and struggles. So Lorry's discussions really upset Ariana's fans, the Arianators, who felt that knowing that Ariana Grande has body image issues and has been open about her personal struggles, the scrutiny, whilst beneficial to those who may see Ariana Grande as the beauty standard, may have detrimental effects on Ariana Grande personally and her psyche. Lorry's last video on Ariana Grande was in 2023 when she discussed Ariana Grande's recent weight loss. This led to Lorry once again having a moment where an entire fan base starts attacking and harassing her for months and months on end. But with every new antisocial Arianator came another Ariana video, keeping the cycle continuing. So after years of having Lorry, as well as like other people, Lorry's not the only person who spoke about this, but after years of having Lorry and numerous different other people online speaking and discussing her body, Ariana Grande decided to come to the internet and posted on TikTok for people simply to just leave her alone.
Hi everyone. I have made my coffee. I'm on my way to work soon. I just wanted to come on, and I don't do this often. I don't like it. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it and I don't like it, but I just wanted to address your concerns about my body and talk a little bit about what it means to be a person with a body and to be seen and to be paid such close attention to. I think we should be gentler and less comfortable commenting on people's bodies, no matter what. If you think you're saying something good or well-intentioned, whatever it is, healthy, unhealthy, big, small, this, that, sexy, not sexy, we should really work towards not doing that as much. There are ways to compliment someone or to ignore something that you see that you don't like, that I think we should help each other work towards, just to aim towards being safer and keeping each other safer. But I just also wanted to say, one, there are many different kinds of beautiful. There are many different ways to look healthy and beautiful. I know personally for me, the body that you've been comparing my current body to was the unhealthiest version of my body. I was on a lot of antidepressants and drinking on them and eating poorly, and at the lowest point of my life when I looked the way you consider my healthy, but that in fact wasn't my healthy. And I know I shouldn't have to explain that, but I do feel like maybe having an openness and some sort of vulnerability here will be something good might come from it. I don't know, but that's the first thing. Healthy can look different. The second thing is you never know what someone is going through. So even if you are coming from a loving place and a caring place, that person probably is working on it or has a support system that they are working on it with, and you never know. So be gentle with each other and with yourselves. And thirdly, the third one's unrelated, I guess. I just wanted to extend some love your way and tell you that you're beautiful, no matter what phase you're in. By the way, I'm not wearing eyelashes or eyeliner right now. This is my face, these are my eyes, so don't freak out about that now too, please. Oh my God. But, yeah. Sending you guys a lot of love. And I think you're beautiful, no matter what you're going through, no matter what weight, no matter how you like to do your makeup these days, no matter what cosmetic procedures you've had or not, or anything. Yeah, I just think you're beautiful and wanted to share some feelings. Have a very beautiful day, and I'm sending you a lot of love.
And that seemed to do the trick. After that moment, Lorry has never made another Ariana Grande inspired video again. That was until the Vanity Fair promotional press run of Ariana Grande as well as Cynthia Erivo's movie together, Wicked. Vanity Fair decided to hook up Ariana Grande to a lie detector test and ask her numerous different questions. Some of these questions being, what surgical and cosmetic procedures is it that she has had?
Did you ever get any work done to make yourself feel more popular?
To my face? To physical appearance?
I'm going to ask all the questions.
Oh, thank goodness.
Did you get your nose done?
No.
Did you get a boob job?
No.
Did you get a face?
Can you imagine? No. Not yet. I'm open.
Truthful.
Wait, and go back to the other one. Nose lift.
She's telling the truth.
There we go.
This is the best day of my life.
Okay.
Take that, you YouTube people.
Ready?
Yes.
Did you get a fox eye lift?
No, but I discovered it through people who thought I did, and I said thank you.
Yeah.
She's telling the truth.
There we go. What about a chin implant?
How do they do that? No. I've had fillers in various places and Botox, but I stopped like 4 years ago.
This we know, yeah.
And that is the extent. Anyway, what's next? I want to keep going. Keep bringing more.
Ari, have you gotten a BBL?
Yes.
She's being deceptive.
Of course, yes. Would you?
I should go back. Okay, more. No. No, that wouldn't work for me.
Now, immediately, Lorry hit back on Instagram with a post stating that lie detector tests aren't 100% correct, but she also went on to follow this with a video on her Instagram, and this is what the video said.
Hey guys, a lot of you are messaging me because I've been posting up like the reactions to my crazy Instagram story the other day, where I basically said that lie detector tests aren't valid unless they're answered as a yes or a no. A lot of you are concerned because you're worried like I'm not okay. I'm fine. Like I'm literally at the gym. I'm enjoying my day. So I just wanted to let you know that. Like who I'm most concerned for are the people who are reacting and sending me these DMs. They're all very young. They're not very worldly, knowledgeable people. And I worry about them. I worry about their critical thinking skills. Like to watch something like you watched with someone taking a lie detector test and then not believing your own eyes of what they looked like before versus what they look like now. That's what I worry about. I worry about them and how they're going to get through life. So I'll leave that there.
Once again, doubling down with authority on something that there's no way that she can know for sure, and nor is it her business. 4 months ago, Lorry posted a video to her YouTube channel titled Important Channel Update, where she stated that she would be stopping her celebrity cosmetic surgery analysis videos and continuing with strictly beauty-based videos. This had upset a lot of Lorry Hill's fans because a lot of people felt as if they tuned in specifically for these analysis videos and that they didn't necessarily want like another beauty channel. Like, it's an oversaturated market. She stated that the reason for her departure was simply that she was tired and burnt out by making that style of content. And she also stated that the subject matter of celebrity analysis had done what she had intended it to do, which again I think is somewhat unclear. What were you intending for the content to do?
Hi everyone, Lorry Hill here, and today I have an update on my channel. Now, of course, all of you are here because you've been faithful audience members of mine for the last 5 years, where we've dissected and analyzed celebrities, plastic surgery, and cosmetic procedures. We've explored the different procedures that celebrities can get. We've debunked some myths, and perhaps the most important thing I believe this channel has done is helped people to stop comparing their natural selves with a celebrity's surgically perfected image. And I am most proud of that. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you, and I've loved sharing my own insights and building a community with all of you. And having said that, I believe that this channel has fulfilled its mission. I think we've done everything that we've set out to do, and thus I've reached a natural milestone in this space. And I believe there's an even greater opportunity now to help you with practical, everyday beauty solutions. So that's why I'm shifting my focus. Moving forward, I'll be diving into the world of skincare, as well as minimal makeup, natural beauty looks. This new direction that I'll be going in will be empowering you. Rest assured that the core values of this channel, which are transparency and authenticity, remain the same. And I know not everyone will be coming on this journey with me. And for those of you who aren't interested in this type of content, please don't feel bad in unsubscribing.
In the comments, she also stated that she doesn't rely on YouTube as her main source of income. So she wasn't necessarily worried about like views dropping and people leaving, and that she just wanted to make content that inspired her and made her happy. Commendable. However, that video that I just shown you has since been deleted. 2 months after, Lorry Hill did a Q&A video titled Your Questions Answered, Why I Changed My Content plus Beauty and Skincare and Lip Lift Talk, where she stated once again that she was bored of that kind of content, that she had burnout, and that also she had started to see her views drop, and that she believed that the greater audience weren't necessarily interested in celebrity analysis videos in the same way that they were in 2020.
Why did you make the switch? So the switch is referring to my new niche. For those of you who don't know, I used to do plastic surgery analysis. I actually started that niche over 5 years ago. So the reason I made the switch is fully detailed in my channel update video, but I'm going to tell you just like a short version here. Basically, I was so burnt out from doing that niche for over 5 years, and I really should have left sooner. I would say I was burnt out about a year and a half before I actually left. I really never felt like doing those videos, and I was just really kind of personally bored by the niche. And I really felt like what I came here to do was accomplish, which was to raise visibility of plastic surgery in the entertainment industry. Now, on another note, I do think that people are less wanting to watch celebrity analysis in general. I did see my views were dropping, although that was not the reason why I stopped. You know, the first reason was 100% the burnout. But I think like as we become more knowledgeable of how to make ourselves look glamorous and beautiful with makeup, sometimes with surgical procedures, sometimes with cosmetic procedures, but mainly makeup, skincare that's now available to everyone, not just celebrities, we become less interested in what celebrities look like. So I think we're just less interested in celebrities overall.
These videos sparked discussions on various different forums, such as Reddit, with many people speculating that some of the celebrities it is that Lorry has discussed in the past may have gone legal. Maybe there was a defamation lawsuit undergone, and that's why she had to change her content. But there was one comment that stood out to me, and it reads as follows. I think the real reason that she's pivoted is because she is struggling, personally. That last surgery she got, the lip lift from a few months ago by Dr. Mascaro, is botched. She has not healed well at all, and it seems as if she's got some paralysis on one side of her lip and face because it can't move her lips as much, and her voice sounds off, which isn't unusual with lip lifts. Lorry has clearly had a lot of surgery, and if you watch her videos regarding her nose job, you will see that she hyperfixates on certain features. With her nose, she underwent 5 procedures in less than 10 years, which is why her nose looks the way that it does. She claims she was botched and had chosen poor surgeons, but doesn't seem to realize that not everyone heals the same or is a good candidate for procedures. And sometimes it's not worth the risks. Bottom line, I think that she is deeply unhappy and regretful over what happened with Dr. Mascaro, who has actually botched lip lifts on quite a few women if you look him up on Real Self. And so the subject of surgery is painful for her. That's my guess. Lorry needs an intervention and help from her family. When I saw how she used to look, my heart broke. There was nothing wrong with her at all. So I went back and I had a look at my video from 3 years ago and then looked at Lorry now, and it's clear to me at least that she has had so much more work done. And a lot of these procedures she has documented online. So it led me to question whether her desire to know what cosmetic procedures other celebrities had done was based in knowledge or the comfort it is that she feels, knowing that with the right amount of money, she too could attain that kind of beauty. We have to remember that Lorry is just a dental assistant. Her breadth and depth of knowledge it is that she has on cosmetic surgeries and procedures doesn't come from industry and practice experience, but rather what I would consider at least to be a compulsion with seeking perfection. So I went back to some of Lorry's more recent videos, which have seen a significant drop in views. Like at this present moment, I think Sis is hitting around 5,000 views a video, if that. But I was hard pressed to find people online who wasn't speculative of whether Lorry has BDD, which is body dysmorphic disorder, which is a mental health condition where a person spends a lot of time worrying about the flaws in their appearance. I was hard pressed to find a single comment that wasn't, "What happened to your face?" or "Are you truly happy with how you look?" And 3 months later, I went back to the video of Lorry Hill speaking about her lip surgery and documenting the process with the details of the doctor involved in the description. And the comment section was completely wiped with only people leaving positive comments. But not just that, she pinned a message update to the video that reads as follows. I posted a video at a moment when I felt proud, not just of how I looked, but of the fact that I was finally ready to share it. I saw some people that responded with kindness and support. A few didn't, and that's okay. I'm allowed to evolve visibly with intention, precision, and pride. I trust my trained eye, my lived experience, and my right to take up space without explanation. This video stays up not as proof of perfection, but as a record of choice, healing, and the kind of beauty I stand for. Informed, honest, and mine. It was immediately after this surgery that her content changed, because now she was the subject. She was the case study, and she didn't seem to like that much, which was exactly what I was trying to say in my first video. What Lorry does with Lorry's body is Lorry's choice. But now retrospect has turned into introspect, and now all of a sudden we're having a content switch up. But like Lorry said, she didn't need the views, she didn't need the money, as YouTube wasn't her main source of income. So she didn't care if the views went away. Well, they did, and so did many subscribers, with many fans stating that they never subscribed for beauty content, or that they were only going to stay around if Lorry decided to come back with the celebrity analysis videos because of how good it made them feel. Ultimately, that they were there for who she spoke about rather than who she is. And to a woman who presents, to me at least, as an individual obsessed with public perception, her lack of vanity in pursuing what it is that she truly wants to do and what truly makes her happy, to me, was commendable. That was until 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, Lorry's important channel update video has now vanished. And in another comment posted on another video of hers, she states that she will be returning to celebrity analysis videos, showing that money wasn't the factor, perception was. There is a brutal irony of watching the watcher come full circle. Lorry Hill, YouTube's once reigning queen of cosmetic surgery analysis videos, made a name not by cutting herself, but by slicing open the faces of celebrities with speculation. Her videos weren't cosmetic gossip. They were surgical autopsies of beauty, of fame, of transformation. And now the surgeon has become the patient, and the story has looped back in on itself. So how does she intend to stop being the subject when she has subjected so many other notable people to public scrutiny? It's clear to me that Lorry Hill's channel started out of curiosity. A former pageant girl with a sharp eye for cosmetic enhancement. She walked her viewers through the subtle and not so subtle enhancements in the faces of Hollywood's more surgically suspicious, with clinical precision and a calm and detached voice. She'd point out all of the telltale signs of buccal fat removal, lateral brow lifts, rhinoplasty revisions, and filler migration. But it wasn't about calling it out. I think for her, it was about decoding the beauty itself, treating the body like a text that could be read and ultimately changed and rewritten. She didn't say it, but she always implied that there was always a right way to do it. That if you have enough money and access and restraint, you can win the game. And she was just simply showing us the playbook. But somewhere along the way, she started playing it too. What started as minor enhancements became like full-scale body modification, a saga of surgery, recovery, and revisions. She posted about her own procedures, the facelift, the eye surgery, the rhinoplasty touch-ups, as if she was documenting them for transparency. But the undertone was clear. It wasn't just curiosity. It was compulsion. Lorry had become a character in her own content, an unwilling case study in the pathology she once dissected. We have all fell victim to looking at the mirror for way too long, for looking at ourselves so long that we start to find things wrong with us. Thinking, if I just do this, if I just move this over here, maybe I'll be happy. And for some, it can turn plastic surgery into a ritual and not a solution. And when you mix that with YouTube's audience that is hungry for perfection, and a culture where every flaw is screenshotted, magnified, and monetized, you get a recipe for a slow and televised self-destruction. When your job is analyzing those who are untouched and those who are enhanced, and your own physical appearance becomes an example of what could go wrong, what authority do you have left? When your own face becomes a cautionary tale, the role of commentator kind of comes across like a confession. And it's not that Lorry doesn't deserve empathy, she does. The same system that encouraged her rise, social media, celebrity worship, and beauty capitalism, also chewed her up too. Lorry wasn't just documenting the future of enhancement, she was living it, she was breathing it, she was eating it, she was shitting it, and essentially just becoming a product of it. And in the process, she lost the one thing that it is that she needed in order to keep doing her job well, which was the illusion of objectivity. Now when people click on her videos, they don't just see the celebrity, they see Lorry. They wonder what happened to her. They speculate, they compare, they gossip. The cycle continues, but the scalpel has turned. And that's the tragedy of it all. Not that Lorry had fell victim to the same beauty culture it is that she critiqued, but that she tried to win a game that just can't be won. You can't fix insecurity with surgery. You can't build self-worth with a brow lift. You can't out-analyze your own reflection. Because at some point, the act of watching becomes a wound of its own. And some wounds, no matter how deep you cut, will never heal. Anyway, that was about it for today's video. I really wanted just to take a moment and revisit Lorry Hill, and I was so surprised to see not only all of the changes that have happened, but just the changes that have happened to her. Obviously, beauty is subjective, so I'm definitely not going to encourage any kind of bashing in these comments, and if I see it, I'm taking that shit straight out, leave it at the door. But what was interesting to me wasn't just her physical development, but her mental development. Like, it just... I don't know if happiness lives there. I don't know if she's happy. And I feel like everybody deserves to be happy. But in this constant pursuit of, if I just change this one little thing, you know, I don't know if she's ever really going to be happy. As I said previously, it seems as if Lorry Hill is going to be returning with her celebrity analysis videos. I do wonder how that's going to be received, considering, you know, how different it is that she looks. How is she going to become an authority to speak on other people? I don't know how that's going to turn out, quite frankly. But with that being said, I wanted to make sure I gave you another video before the end of the month because I am behind on content. You guys will be seeing another video from me very, very soon. I just want to say a massive thank you to my researcher for helping me get all of this together. And with that being said, make sure that you follow my Patreon. Go on my Patreon, or you can become a member. Or the other thing is, I also have a podcast. We will be returning with another episode this week, so definitely stay tuned to that. It's called the Paige Christie Show. I will link it in the description box down below. With that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing the gays, yeah. I hope you guys, I've had way too many energy drinks. I hope you guys have an amazing, I hope you guys have an amazing day or evening, whatever the hell it is you're doing. And until next time, it's been Paige. It's been a long one, gal. It's been a long one. Bye.